guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel and our daily electronic stuff works, and we are going to be doing some fun projects regarding with electricity. So in the last video we learned how to make a basic electric circuit, and how to solder one on a zero PCB. So on today's video we are going to be learning how a capacitor works and how you can make one at your own. So if I say, what is a capacitor basically? So capacitor is a device which stores energy in electrostatic field. So let me simplify the sentence. So if I say in a very basic layman's language, a capacitor is a device which can store energy just like a battery, and it can release energy whenever it's necessary. But unlike a battery, it cannot store large amounts of energy and for large amount of period. Like a mobile phones or smart watches need continuous energy, but a capacitor can retain energy, no doubt, but it can release it within few seconds itself, maximum to maximum around 10 seconds if you use a really large capacitor and you're just lighting up a really small LED with it. So if you are interested in making any circuits, or if you are interested in doing any school projects which you need help really quick and you really don't have time to go along with the YouTube series, I have a Fiverr account for that. Fiverr is basically a platform through which you can learn skills from others. So I have some very low and reasonable prices on there, so you can learn how to make a basic circuit on through video call just for the amount of starting from $5. And you can even learn how to make from all the way from middle school projects all the way to college projects, anything regarding with electricity. Please let me know if you have any questions on the account. You can message me through Fiverr and I'll be available within a day to help you out on making a circuit. So now let's continue with the video on how to make a capacitor. Make sure to stay tuned till the end. All the stuff we are going to be needing to make a capacitor is 2 aluminium strips. So this is basically aluminium strip which I have cut out of aluminium foil. So this is basically 2.5 by 11 centimeters in dimension. Same for the other one, 2.5 by 11 centimeter. So over here I have some plastic sheets over here. This is basically wrapping paper sheets which you use to wrap your books and notebooks in. You can easily find these at a stationery store. Third of all, I have these aluminium wires. I have stripped around 1.5 centimeter on one side and around half a centimeter on the other side. So these two smaller sides are going to be used as a terminal of a capacitor, and these longer ones will be placed inside of a capacitor. We are also going to be needing some tape. This is some electrical tape, but you can totally use any ordinary tape. So now first of all, you're going to take this plastic sheet and to place it down. Take a aluminium foil. Try to use a aluminium foil with as less wrinkles as possible. So try to use a really wrinkle-free aluminium foil. So now place the aluminium on top of the plastic sheet. So the longer end of the wire, just twist it up a little bit, so something like that, and now place it on one of the edges, just like that, simply that. Yeah, so for actually the plastic sheet dimensions also, you have to just make sure that it is bigger than the aluminium strip itself. so you have some room to work around with. You have not to be totally precise with these, but with the aluminium strips, try to be as precise with the measurements as possible. So now I'm going to take the second plastic sheet, place it over the first one. So we basically have plastic sheet, aluminium through which the wire is connected, and then again a plastic sheet. So on top of that plastic sheet, we are going to place this second aluminium strip, just like that. Try to make sure that the aluminium foils are both aligned to each other, so that both of them are on top of each other. Now take the wire, uh, place it on the opposite end to the first one. So the first one we placed over here, the second one you'll place over there. So now I'm going to use the third plastic strip. I'm going to use it to simply cover it up. I'm going to realign this wire to nearly to the edge, and now I'm basically going to start rolling it up from this side. So basically try to keep the aluminium foil as much aligned as possible, and keep on rolling as tightly as possible, and make sure that your wires and the aluminium strip stays in place. So just keep on rolling it until and unless we have a nice roll over here. Just take a quick look, make sure all the wires are in place, the aluminium foil is in place, and now we are going to be using the tape. So I'm going to use a small piece over here, cut it off with a pair of scissors, and now use it to just tightly pack it a little. And now make sure at this stage not to pull these wires or anything, because these are really fragile right now. If you pull even a little bit, they're going to come out. So for that we are going to use a lot of tape. Now we are going to start with this edge, get couple of rolls on the plastic sheet, and slowly work your way downwards, covering the wire so it stays in its place. Just like that. So if you now even pull, the wire won't come out. So we are going to be doing the same thing for the other side. Just pull out some tape, start from the edge, roll a couple of times on the plastic sheet itself, and then slowly work your way downwards to the wire. So now our capacitor is fully ready. So now I'm going to be using a multimeter to test whether if it's working correctly or not. So I have a multimeter right here. So I'll put it to the capacitance reading one. So now I'll be measuring the capacitance. To set it up over here so you guys can see it easily. So now I'm going to be using these terminals over here to connect one end, and just like that the other one. Just give me a second. So yeah, now we are connected, And as you can see, on the multimeter the capacitor works. So now it's showing a reading of 2.26 HF, and if I leave it, now it goes back to zero, slowly back to zero. And so our capacitor is working. You can use it in any of your projects, and even use it in circuits. Instead of using the terminals, you can just place these in the PCB board and use it as a capacitor. You can even use it as a high voltage capacitor, since we have used some thick wires. So I'll be using it in a future video with some high voltage application, to be exact a Tesla coil, so that